Senator Moran, followed by Senator Murray and Senator Bozeman.
Chairman, thank you. Gentlemen, thank you for your presence and for your service. I want to visit first about the B-21. Stratcom Commander General Cotton recently stated that the Air Force's plan to acquire 100 aircraft is insufficient and that 145 aircraft are necessary to meet global requirements. Either General Allvin or Secretary Mink explain the importance of this investment. What plans does the Air Force have to accelerate the production of this aircraft to increase the number in the fleet?
Well, thank you, Senator Moran. This is the B-21 Raider certainly is cutting edge. It is absolutely necessary to maintain our dominance in the future. The program of record of a minimum of 100 is what General Cotton was referring to. Having mass is also extremely important. And so as we look at the minimum of 100, we will continue to evaluate how many need to be at the time of production to make sure that they're meeting the need. And if there is an increased number, we'll certainly address that. With respect to acceleration, I think this is one of those where we certainly need to continue to look at it. We have bought down a lot of risk in the design. We have bought down a lot of risk in the development. We're currently buying down risk in the test. This is also an aircraft that is manufactured differently. And so we want to ensure that before we accelerate, we don't want to be overly zealous without fully understanding what it might mean to accelerate beyond a certain production rate. So that is something we are intensely looking at from not only an affordability point of view, but also a feasibility point of view to ensure that we don't go too fast. But it is very, very promising, and it's a significant capability for our Air Force.
Thank you. I was there at this unveiling in Palmdale. It was quite an experience. General Allvin, the 177th Information Warfare Aggressor Squadron trains U.S. Air Force, joint and allied personnel in replicating current and emerging cyber threats as a red team, cyber red team, testing military networks. I'm concerned about the impact of cuts to the Office of the Director of Operations and Test Evaluation on the scope and services of red team missions. Are you aware of these cuts, and what's your thoughts on how it might affect active duty, guard, et cetera, both inside and outside the cyber domain?
So, Senator, we are certainly aware that those deliberations are ongoing for those cuts. We are going to evaluate what, if any, impact there are to the actual operational effectiveness of the red teams, because they do provide a critical capability to learn before combat where your vulnerabilities might be. So we will be addressing that and looking very closely if there are any impacts and how we might mitigate those going forward.
In today's threats of cyber, these red teams seem exceptionally valuable and important to the country.
And highly skilled. They're amazing airmen.
I'm supportive of the efforts to replace the E-4B Survivable Airborne Operations Center. Wichita's NIAR is supporting, that's the National Institute of Aviation Research at Wichita State University, is supporting this capability by digitally twinning 747-8, allowing the Air Force to own the technical data package for the SAOC aircraft. Secretary Mink, could you highlight the importance of this program's continued full funding and the value to the Air Force owning the data rights to new and legacy programs?
Yeah, obviously it's a critical part of our nuclear control architecture. As General Allvin spoke before, some of the challenges with the F-35 is the government does not own all the technical data associated with that aircraft. That is something we do not want to have happen again. So we are working our way through to acquire that technical data one way or another. In this case, as you're referring to, pulling the airplane apart and basically rebuilding the data package.
That has value, Mr. Secretary.
Yes. It's challenging, but it has a lot of value.
The Air Force recently discovered systemic issues with the B-1's aircraft backbone, detrimental to the bomber fleet. After failed attempts to fix the problem, NIAR once again developed a solution that will reset the life cycle of the aircraft. General Allvin, want to highlight the importance of this project and which will maintain and extend the life of the B-1. And could you discuss the value of non-traditional suppliers in supporting sustainment of the Air Force's platforms?
Thank you, Senator. You just gave us Exhibit A. It's fantastic to be able to integrate that sort of capability and skill. And Wichita State University, also being very involved, their innovative nature has really drawn another source for us to be able to get the maximum readiness out of the platforms we have. It's highly important and very much appreciated.
I'm pleased to see you smile when I ask my questions about these topics. And finally, just a sentence, a comment. The 190th Air Refueling Wing, located in Topeka at Forbes Field, has a long and storied history in supporting the missions of refueling of the KC-135. It's proximate to the 22nd Air Refueling Wing and the 767 fuselage production line, both occurring in Kansas as well. Secretary Mink, as the Air Force evaluates the location for the KC-46 MOB, I would encourage you to strongly consider the 190th Refueling Wing in Topeka. It's a huge and significant issue for us.
Yes, Senator, we will.
Thank you. I was reluctant to bring this topic up because I look to see other states might have other members of this committee who have the same thoughts about their locations.